Hello fellow guitar geeks, today I get to bring you a blues pedal. Some say that all you need for blues is a Fender amp and a Tubescreamer. Well, Crazy Tube Circuits have put a Fender and a Tubescreamer in one pedal, bringing you this, the Crossfire. Crossfire, if you don't know, is a Stevie Ray Vaughan song. I'm not a Stevie Ray Vaughan player. I'm not even a slow hand Clapton player, but I do enjoy a little bit of the blues pentatonic, so this pedal is right up my street. This is a demo and review of the pedal, so I'm going to explain to you how it works, show you some sound samples, and then tell you if I think you should buy it near the end of the video. But first, my top 5 tones from the Crossfire. I'm guessing there was at least one of those that you weren't expecting, but the Crossfire is a Fender amp and a Tubescreamer, so you can turn the Fender amp off and just use the Tubescreamer, which is what I did through the Engl. So that was the Engl amp, and I tightened up that bottom end with the baritone using the Tubescreamer side of the Crossfire, and it did it really well. I had a lot of fun doing those 5 tones, even though it is a bluesy pedal. Why not just use it as a Tubescreamer? Why not just use it as a Fender amp style? Even though most of my sound comes through the Fender Blackface Deluxe Reverb 65 head. Alrighty, let's have a look at the pedal and see what does what. The easiest way to think of this is have the Fender amp on this side, so up to, in fact, I can cover it up. Hang on. I can cover it up like that. There we go, that's my pick tin. That's now the Fender amp. So we've got the on-off for the Fender amp. I don't even want to call it a simulation, but the sound, I guess. We've got a 3-band EQ, treble, middle, and bass, which is round the wrong way, just like a Fender amp. We've got volume up here and gain up here. Then we've got a couple of switches. Let's just take that off there, turn the Tubescreamer off for a second. Hang on. The H is for headroom. So we've got high headroom, giving us a cleaner signal, or low headroom for a little bit more crunch at lower volumes. And then we've got B, which is the bright switch. So if you turn it on, you get a little more high frequencies, a little bit more brightness in your tone. Fender style. Now let's pop this over on this side, turning it off for a second, because, well, this side is the Tubescreamer side. So if you put it like that, it actually looks like a Tubescreamer. So we've got, in the middle we've got tone, then we've got volume and gain. Pretty much set up like a Tubescreamer. We've also got 2 switches. Down here we've got asymmetrical or symmetrical switching. So if you want it to be a Tubescreamer, you put it in symmetrical, because that's what a Tubescreamer does. If you put it in asymmetrical, you get something a bit more SD1. And then over on the other side, that's Boss SD1. Over on the other side, we've got G and more G. I'll show you what that does. Let's pop it back in asymmetrical, so it's now a Tubescreamer again. And this is just G, so normal G. Give it more G. That gives us more gain. It's a nice little handy switch to have, because you can set your gain where you want it to be, so right down there. Might have been nice to have that on a foot switch as well, but then we'd have more than 2 foot switches, which is probably too many. Speaking of too many, there are too many of you watching this that are not subscribed to my channel. So if you fancy going to click that subscribe button, maybe even the bell, we'd have a Texas flood of new guitar geeks. Come on in. It'd be my pride and joy. Ah! We normally get Marshall amps in a box. There's not so many Fender amps in a box, I don't think, but this is one of them. This is a Fender Blackface in a box, so you're thinking super reverb, that kind of thing, twin even, so you got quite a lot of headroom. I'm already putting it through a Deluxe reverb, so the sensible thing is to try it through an effects loop of a clean amp that isn't a Fender. Now, the Engl, the Fireball up here, the 25, that is a super, super clean amp on the clean channel. So I'm going to run that now through the effects loop of the Engl, so you can hear this, hopefully, turning the Engl into a Fender. I'm super, super curious about this. I'll go and do that.
Many, many minutes later.
Okay, I am now in, let's get that straight somewhere. I'm now in the effects loop of the Engl. So this is going to sound not that great because the pedal's turned off. So I'm just going into the power amp of the Engl. Not that great. Let's put some Fender in your Engl. Off. Flat and lifeless, like a power amp should be. Amazing. Very, very cool. Let's put some Tubescreamer in. Whoa, blues licks are rather rusty. Obviously, I don't know how it sounds to you because you're probably listening on a smartphone, but to me in the room, it sounds very Fendery. Beautiful, in fact. Same licks, I'm sorry, but that kind of proves the point of the Crossfire. I'm getting so excited. The Crossfire is designed to be a Fender and a Tubescreamer, and through the effects loop of an Engl, hang on, that beastie there, it sounds like a Fender. Well done, Crazy Tube Circuits. Good pedal so far. I kind of forgot I was not going through my Fender Deluxe. I know that sounds a bit iffy to say. Give it maximum gain, see what happens. It's not maximum, is it? That's maximum. That is a good pedal. Okay, let's explore just now that I'm in the effects loop of the Engl, I'm going to explore what the treble, mid, and bass do, or rather how far they go. I'm not getting a lot of difference with that bright thing. Maybe you're getting it at home, but it seems to be cutting off a little bit for me. Mids. So not like a wah pedal, nothing extreme like a graphic EQ or something, just giving you a little bit of tinkering of the actual tone. Bass. Ooh. That warms it up beautifully. Okay, low headroom. It feels subtle, but I like it. Yeah, there's less compression, there's less gain, there's more headroom, one might say. That knob does what it says it does. As for the bright, I'm not really hearing much of it. Now I am. Okay, so again, it's very subtle. Or not. Just maybe not so much when I'm down here. I am not a Stevie Ray Vaughan player, by the way. If you're watching this thinking, what's he doing with that pedal? You don't have to play Stevie Ray Vaughan with a Crossfire, as I've proven so far with the baritone. But, yeah, you can if you want. You really, really can. Let's explore the Tubescreamer side. Turning the... Oh, no, I've got to keep the Fender on. Oh, a lot of gain going through that. Sorry, lots of gain, lots of gain. I've got to keep the Fender on because I'm still in the effects loop. Turn the more gain off. Now, let's go for the Symmetrical, which is Tubescreamer. It's a little bit aggressive, Andy. Let's go asymmetrical. Now, if you don't know the difference between asymmetrical and symmetrical, I do. I learned it. Symmetrical is basically, well, let's not get into physics, let's get into the sound. Symmetrical is going to sound more round, more warm, and more Tubescreamery. Asymmetrical is going to sound a bit more cutting, a little bit more, not nasty, but a little bit more bright, and that's more SD1. So that's the difference, and this pedal seems to show you that. There's more bite on asymmetrical. Okay, I am really enjoying this pedal. It might seem like putting a Tubescreamer into a Fender is a simple idea, but it's done really, really well. And because it's done well, it sounds good and it's inspiring to play. Kind of reviewing the pedal already. Okay, yes, you can get more gain out of the Tubescreamer, but I'm going to do that at some other point. I think I've demonstrated enough that this pedal does Tubescreamer into a Fender, and it does it really well. I really, really hope that you're listening on headphones or something good rather than a phone, because you're not going to get the benefit of it. And come on, do yourself a favor. Plug some headphones in. Even the free ones that came with your phone. Or probably didn't these days. Oh. Anyway, Crossfire pedal. You might hear that I've got some reverb going. And if I do this, I've got even more. That's because the Crossfire has an effects loop in it, and I'm running the Flint. Hang on. There we go. The Strymon Flint is in the effects loop of this Crossfire. So the Flint is one of my favorite pedals of all time, and I thought I'd run it in the effects loop. So you can put any pedal you want in that effects loop. Is it between? When does it? It would come after the Tubescreamer, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Hang on. Aha! Okay. A passive effects loop gives you the option to connect your beloved pedals between your overdrive and amp in a box. Okay, so it's the effects loop, just like it is physically, is going in between the guitar, Tubescreamer, effects loop into the amp. So into the front end of the amp. Okay, now you know. Now I know. time has come to open up the pedal, have a look inside, and check out the build quality. So, Crazy Tube Circuits, have you put this pedal together well? Let's find out. Here comes what's inside. Oh, a big old board with a piece of plastic there to stop it shorting out on the actual case. I am not going to go and open that all the way. I can just say that that looks very pretty. I don't know if you can see down in there. I can. It looks wonderfully done. Crossfire PCB version 1. All right. It looks like a tidy job. I'm not going to go any further than that. Sorry. I haven't got the willpower to take all that apart in case I break it. That would be an absolute tragedy. If you're up to date with my videos on the channel, you might know that I joined a blues band recently, and I'm using a Fender Deluxe Reverb Tone Master at the moment. Sounds gorgeous. I've also got a few other pedals going through it, but I'm missing something that gives me that sparkle and that drive, I guess. That blues sound. And I am super excited to try this at a band practice because having played it through today, I think it's the thing that I've been missing, which I know because I'm reviewing this pedal is a very easy thing for me to say and it's shiny and new. But just putting that Strat on the neck position and playing through that feels so good that I want to never turn this off. It's built really well, as in it's sturdy, and inside looked pretty tidy, didn't it? On the back, we've got these 4 sockets that are all nice and lined up and beautifully built. The switches are soft switch, and they feel so nice. So there's nothing to clunk. They feel high quality. Everything about this pedal feels boutique, except the price. Ugh. Yeah, the price is €219. That really shocked me. So when Chris asked me to do this video, I checked the price. It's €219, which, I mean, a Tubescreamer is half of that. And then the Fender amp in a box, that would normally cost you, what, 200, 300 alone? Unless you get a budget one, of course. But you're looking at 150. Oh, hang on. Like a Joyo would probably set you back 100. Okay? About €100, including the patch cable. For a cheap Joyo Tubescreamer and a cheap Joyo Fender in a box, for double that price, you're getting a boutique pedal with one, and you don't need to buy the patch cable, and you only need one spot on your power supply. If at any point you've thought that this sounds good and you're worried about anything, don't. This is absolutely one of the best pedals I've had in my studio this year. Definitely. I'm truly shocked at how good this sounds and how much it inspired me to play blues on a Strat in the neck position, because normally I don't. I just fanny about. But with this pedal, it's kind of like, okay, plug that in and do that sound. As I showed you with the baritone, it does more than that, but I really, really think that if you're in any sort of blues outfit, or you just fancy playing some Stevie Ray Vaughan or John Mayer or Cream or something like that, take a look at this. $219. Insane. Right, I'm going to go and play this pedal some more. But you have made it to the end of the video, which means you're in the end of the video club. And to prove that you have made it this far, all I need you to do when you leave your comment is to write the words that have been going past on that over there. So have a look at that over there and write those words in the comment section. That'll prove that you're part of the end of the video club. That leaves me to say thank you for watching. Thank you to Crazy Tube Circuits for sending this out. I dig it. I dig it hard. Go and watch one of those videos if you fancy it, or just click subscribe and come back later. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye!